Are you ready for the junk food reading? Because today is that day. We are going to do a full junk food reading, and I'm doing something special today. I have 3 piles in front of me. I've already shuffled. And so we're going to do a choose a pile, and each one represents a story. And we're going to look at the general things about the story, and we're going to go a little bit deeper into it, and then we're going to have take it into the actions, and then we're going to take it into the final oracles. And I'm going to have you choose which story is yours by selecting one of these self-care activities that you feel most drawn to do. So this is a self-care activity that you feel would be the most fun. This is how you're going to choose your deck today. So the first one is to meditate. If this is something that you feel like you could do every day this week and really resonate with this is probably the story for you. If you feel like writing a gratitude list is something that you could do every day, I think that this will be the story for you. And if a beauty ritual is more in alignment with you, this third story is probably for you. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to set up these cards. And so based on the ritual you chose, I can tell you just a little bit about who I think you are and where I think you might be, to see if you resonate with the story you chose. Now remember, you can have multiple storylines, so you can listen to all of them. You don't have to listen to just one. The first storyline, the meditate card, I feel like this is somebody who's had to become very grounded because of missed opportunities, things that have been presented again and again to somebody and it's not been accepted. That's the vibe I'm getting for the first story. The second story, I'm seeing someone who has probably gone through quite a lot of struggle. In order to be able to get through it, they've had to figure out what it is they already have that they're very grateful for. That's definitely coming through with this story. We've got 5-5, so a lot of challenges going on in that storyline, probably in the middle story. And the last story, I feel like this is somebody who's really settled into themselves and is at a period where they're not interested in really like chasing anybody down or trying to get anything from anyone else. There is fulfillment here in just our own needs being met, like ourselves meeting our own needs. That's the third story resonating for me. And like I said, you may resonate with all the stories, but that's a little bit just based on the self-care activities that you might have chosen. All right, let's talk about the first group. So this would be the meditate group. And remember, the junk food reading, we're not trying to learn any deep lessons here. We're just trying to get a story that's coming. So what I'm seeing for you, I'm trying to think of what's the best way to do each one of these. Let me just put these to the side so they're not in the way. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So we are getting I like you as the first card. Someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun, flirting, and want to date. But then it's coming up with this healing card. We've got the 5 of Wands, so I can see what we're healing from. The Knight of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. So, what I'm seeing here for you, I actually have a really great idea. So smart, thank you. Okay, so what I'm seeing for the first story, if you chose the meditate card, and this first story resonates, like I said, I feel like you've had situations in the past where you've said to somebody, I like you. This is somebody that's probably gone through rejection wounds, healing rejection wounds. And in the past, when you've expressed that you like somebody, it's not gone well. Or your person has had this experience. This is likely something your person has had to deal with, rejection wounds. I feel in this, so we've got this springtime vibe going for me, and then this says romance is blooming, fun, flirting, and wanting to date. So I really think that someone who had these rejection wounds has really done a lot of work, put in a lot of time to heal those wounds. And they've had probably to, because this is in my past placement, they've probably had a lot of conflict from their past, a lot of karmic energy that may have come in to teach them how to basically get to a place where they're secure, centered, and trusting. It's been a battle, and I feel kind of exhausted. I feel like I can't even really articulate because suddenly I'm feeling so tired, and I know I'm not tired. It's 9 in the morning, and I've been up for a couple of hours, and this is not a point where I would be tired. But I feel my energy flagging. So this person, I think it took a lot out of them to get through whatever this drama is in their life. Then we have here the Knight of Swords. So I'm seeing now in the current energy that they have a plan and they are following the plan and they want to move forward quickly and express the truth. I think they feel a certain amount of regret or remorse over their behavior because they're coming in on a dark horse. There's a flayed man being portrayed here, which looks like an X. And this character in the Game of Thrones is not a pleasant character at all. This is actually the character from the Devil card. And so what I'm seeing is their biggest conflict has been how to communicate directly to you about what all the holdup was in being able to come forward and say that they had feelings for you. And then what their intention, and what we're looking at right now is what they've gone through, what they're thinking, what their intentions are, and then we're going to look at their actions afterwards in the extended reading. So we're ending up here with the Wheel of Fortune, which is showing me that they know, they think, they intend that it's time to make a change. It's time to take a chance and just come forward and communicate at the risk of rejection, because they've really done work they've understood that, like, if they were to come to you and you were to reject them, it would not be because you were rejecting, first of all, it's highly unlikely to happen, but they have, that is something that they have realized is unlikely to happen, number one. Number two, if it did, they couldn't blame themselves. It would not be truthful for them to say that the reason they rejected me is because I'm not good enough, It would be other things. They would have an awareness that you would be rejecting them because of your own fear or because of your own duties and obligations. The same things that they perceived kept them from receiving your offers in the past. They now understand that how to process a rejection, I guess, is what I'm seeing. So because of that, they think like, okay, I know it's time to make a change. I need to take a chance. And we'll see if they're going to do that in the extended reading. All right, let's move to the second story, which you can, of course, listen to this story and see if this story might also fit you as well. So this second story, this is writing a gratitude list. I said I do feel like there's probably been a lot of challenges in this story because we've got, when you have a lot to be thankful for, or when you need to realize you have a lot to be thankful for, it's usually when you're at times of lack or you feel like you don't have enough. Focusing on gratitude is something that will put you into that abundant energy. So my feeling is you probably needed to get there somehow. I think I flipped all these around. Okay, so the first card that's coming up, wow, interesting. You're getting Paradise. It says happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. And then manipulation is coming out, which is very interesting. We have the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups, which is what that first Paradise card made me think of instantly, and the Ten of Coins also coming out. So, wow, this is super, super interesting. All right, so for the second story, what we have is okay, I'm seeing the manipulation card in an interesting light. My first instinct is to say that what you've gone through, group 2, is that someone used the promise of paradise as a manipulation tool, as a manipulation tactic in the past. But that is not actually what they really offer to you. So, for a while, I think you had to overcome this idea that the promise of happiness and being together and family was not just a manipulation to try to get you to be under someone's control, or to give them something. So that's what you've overcome. I think it's interesting because what we're seeing, I didn't have any intention for how these stories would pan out, but what we're seeing is that the first card seems to represent the thing that we desire, and the second part is the thing that we healed in order to get what we desired, or something. There's something about that I'm feeling from the way these cards are coming out. So there was a part of you that needed to figure that out. You needed to stop feeling like you were being manipulated when someone was offering this promise of paradise, or that you were manipulating yourself, or that you needed to manipulate people to get them into this place where they wanted to be expansive and grow something with you. And the reason I say that you've overcome that is because of the cards that came out. Because in your story, what I'm seeing is that somebody is wanting to make an offer. And this could be a completely new person with an Ace of Cups energy. In the past, when you were manipulated by someone else, I think the reason that that's coming up for me is what I was saying. There was this perceived lack. So if somebody was even slightly promising, you would attach to it because you would feel like there weren't a lot of options. But you've overcome that. And that's why I think there could be this new offer or something. And I think it's very, very, very good because it's not an empty promise. It's got with it not only the Ten of Cups, but also the Ten of Pentacles. This is the Alpha 1 and 10, the Omega also. It's like the beginning and the ending. So this is a really good story. And what I think is so funny is that you were drawn to writing a gratitude list. And one of the greatest ways to manifest or manipulate, which was the second thing I was going to say. So the first story is, I think you've just overcome the idea that somebody who's offering you something that seems too good to be true is just trying to manipulate you, and you're overcoming that, whatever. But the second meaning that I draw from the manipulation card is that it's sort of like manipulating the energy, being able to manifest what you desire. So you, in this second group, have learned that if you already act grateful for things, that is how you basically change your reality to give it to you. So, I'm seeing that there is a person who may have tried to manipulate you in the past because they wanted to give you these things, but they couldn't. So they acted like they could when they really couldn't. But now something has changed because they really do have the goods. It's not just, they think now I actually do have a lot of abundance and I want to share it with you. All right. So that's the second story. And we'll find out what actions that person is going to take in that group in the extended. And then the final beauty ritual. This is my Empress vibes energy. This is like, you know, you're not chasing. You're not that concerned. You're sort of like, you're doing your self-love and self-care just really well. For you, we've got the Lightning card coming out, which says sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. And the Strength card. We already knew you had that kind of confident vibe energy. You're getting the Four of Cups, which is interesting because that was the vibe I got from the Meditate card. Similar meaning. You're getting the Emperor. We love Jon Snow. And you're getting the Judgment card. So this is a juicy story. And exactly what I would expect from an Empress energy. Okay, so my feeling is another 5 on this card. We actually have 5, 35, 5, 55, and 5. So that's 5, 5, 5, 5. 4 5s and a 3. 4 and 8. Okay, so in this story, I think you're going to be the most shocked because I think you have pulled back from your connection the most of all of these groups. Or if you're resonating with a lot of this, like if each story is kind of resonating with you, you're at a point in your life now where this is the most true for you, where you've just detached yourself a lot and you are overcoming like the self-doubt and being hopeful and optimistic and like living in that confident head space where things are working out for you. But you've detached yourself so much that I think you're going to be very shocked because your person is courageously stepping forward right now to offer you this stability and structure in the relationship that has never existed before. I just noticed my light went out. I don't know when it went out. If you notice when it went out, you might want to pay special attention to the messages that occurred at that time because that's just like a weird thing that my lights do. So they want to offer you stability. They want to offer you maybe even financial stability too, because we got those 4 5s. And 5 for me with the 5 of Pentacles energy and the lack energy, but being like stabilized with that 4 energy. They really want to give you that, and they want to apologize. Now here is the reconciliation that Ramsay Bolton energy in the first card, where there was this fear of this dark horse energy. Here's where this grows up and is like completely willing to confess everything that happened. However, they do fear that when they confess everything to you, they're going to seem very icy because this is the King of Swords. It's the Walker, the White Walker in Game of Thrones king. And that bitch is not nice. So he's literally ice cold. So with zombie minions. So I'm seeing this person feeling really intimidated and having a lot of regret over the way they behave. They're seeing themselves as like almost a zombie, or they were surrounded by people that were zombies, or they allowed themselves to be catered to by that type of an energy or whatever. So, okay, just to sum up everything, there's going to be a big change here. It's the big change is that it's bringing about all this abundance, and it's a major thing that's happening for anybody who listened to any of these stories today. If you want to see the actions that the people in each one of these stories is about to take, join me in the extended reading for members. It's only $1 to become a member. Click the link in my profile, and please join me for my listening party this Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for those of you that need an earlier time of day, or 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the West Coast listening party. We're going to listen to the EP. It is about 15-ish minutes probably total and then a little discussion over which song should be the single. And I will also have a couple of covers for you to look at to choose the single for the cover and the single for the EP. So I would be so excited if you join me. If you didn't have a chance to see the video I posted yesterday on my YouTube account, I think I actually posted it on my TikToks as well. Please go check that out. And it's pretty much just asking you if you would contribute in some way to my EP release, and the best way would be by attending. So I hope that I see you there. You can also book private readings at that link, and find all of my social media and all that good stuff. So I will see those of you that decide to go over to the extended reading there, and we will see what actions are about to unfold. Take care.